life ever. And today is our wedding anniversary. We got married on October 8th, 2011 at Dominion City, Onitsha. And from then to now, it has been a glorious journey. And today, we are celebrating our 10th year marriage anniversary. And we want to appreciate everyone, those who called us on the phone, those who celebrated us on Facebook, the ones who sent us text messages, the ones that prayed for us. We want to appreciate you. We want to say thank you so much for your commitment to our friendship. We love you all. So before we start, we are going to, open up this and celebrate our day. Is our day. This is the best choice I've ever made in my life. Choosing this beautiful damsel here as my wife is the best choice I've ever made, and I'll not regret it. And I promise to love her till eternity. So today we are going to celebrate this very moment with a bottle of champagne. Wow! Get your glass, get your cup, and share with us. Get your glass wherever you are, and share with us. This is not my own. I'm not a selfish man. This is my wife's own. I will pour for her first, and I'll move it over to her. This is for you, baby. And this is my own. Wow. So, baby, can you pick up your glass, please? So cheers, everyone. We are drinking to good health, long life, prosperity, more love. And I promise to love you till eternity. You're my only baby, and you continue to be my only angel. So we drink to love. We drink to... What else are we drinking to, baby?
To peace.
We drink to peace. We drink to love. We drink to unity. We drink to impact. I love you. Cheers. Wow, this is sweet. So, as our wedding anniversary package, we want to share something briefly with every one of you that is watching us on the Facebook on marriage. And I have often heard people who say, marry who you love. I don't have anything against that, but I strongly believe that everyone should love whom you're married. Even if you're married who you do not love, it's your responsibility to love who you marry, because marriage is not an ordinary relationship. Marriage is a covenant between two people that is sealed with an oath. In between the marriage covenant is a deity, is a force called God. And before him you took an oath. And at the end of the oath you say, till death do us part. You see, love from this part of the world to us is based on feeling, is based on temperament, sometimes our ideology, our philosophy about life. But love is more than that. Love is commitment. Love is sacrifice. If you're going to love somebody, you're going to give him your time, you're going to give him your all. You have to die to self before you love. So one of the things that keep marriage on fire is love. The Bible said that many waters cannot quench love, and the Bible said that love covers multitude of sin. Love is not about what you gain. Love is about what you give. Love is sacrificial. The Bible said, for God so much loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. I often tell people that one of the painful things on earth is love. Love is for men who can endure pain, who can sacrifice, who can give their all for the betterment of the other person. In love, you are not standing to gain anything, but in love, you are standing to give all, just for the other person to be okay. So love is sacrificial. Love is not something that has to do with how you feel. You may not feel it, but you just have to do it. It's a commitment. So I want my wife to talk to us about love in marriage. So baby, Mayujung Organic. So what do you have to tell us about love in marriage?
Okay, I think love is a necessary ingredient in marriage. Although most people will say that love isn't enough, but love is also a sustaining factor in marriage, because love makes you to sacrifice your time, your resources, your energy, your ideas for another person.
Love makes you to sacrifice your time, your resources, your energy. All right.
And it's very important that you love your spouse, probably your husband or your wife. It's important that you love them. And there are they're the first person you should love, because when you
She said the first person you should love is your spouse. The first. After God, your spouse. Not even your parents. Not even your friends. Not even your pastor. So your spouse comes before your pastor. If you are a woman, your husband is your first and number one priest before your pastor. So love your spouse. Go on, man.
and loving your spouse is an act. It's something that you learn with time. It's not something that you're born with, because the person you're married to, you don't know him or you don't know her. Because you're living together doesn't mean that you know it, or because that you just saw them and they're beautiful or handsome doesn't mean that you know them. Loving people is an act, and most importantly, we need to also open our hearts to the love that people pour on us, because sometimes when your spouse tries so much to show you love in so many ways and you don't open up your heart, you create a resistance, and some of these things cause a lot of friction in marriage. You know, although we live in Africa where we don't really have a healthy love language or a healthy love culture. It's not in our, there's a way African love, but I think we can learn these things, and it starts with, are you asking yourself, how can I love my spouse better? So it's a journey that both people need to take together, to have a balanced relationship in marriage.
Wow. That's powerful. Love your spouse at all conditions, at all times, no matter what happens. Stand with your spouse. Love him with all of your heart. That you love somebody does not mean that the person is perfect. There is no perfect marriage on earth, and there's no perfect human being. The only place we meet perfect people is in heaven. So marriage is not between two perfect people. Marriage is between two imperfect people. You're coming from a different family. You're coming from a different family. You're coming from a different family. You're coming from a different village. Of course, you got water now. You have a different ideology, a different philosophy about life. You went to different schools. The schools you went to influences your how do I put it, your social life, your moral life, and a whole lot of things about you. So you're coming from different parts of the world to live together in a place. And the Bible makes you, both of you, one by marriage. So you find out that definitely you'll be having some challenges, but with love you overcome. The Bible says love covers multitude of sin. So you need to understand something about marriage. Nobody is perfect. If you're looking for perfect people, then you need to die and leave earth and go to heaven and meet perfect people. Though everybody forms perfection, everybody claims perfect, but absolutely no one is perfect. The Bible said that God gave us the fivefold ministry for the perfection of the saints. So the Bible made it clear that we should dwell with each other with what? Understanding. And that brings me to the second point before we close. One of the greatest faults in love is communication. And one of the, how do I put it, the foundation of communication is understanding. Outside of understanding, you cannot have an effective communication. Communication is one of the forces that makes marriage to be very, very effective. And communication is a medium through which you express or communicate your emotions, your feelings, your desires, your thoughts. And I often tell people that the highest form of communication is silence. So in communication, you must learn tolerance. You must learn the skills of communication. You must understand your partner. Because when people say stuff, don't just, analyze the stuff by how you understand it or by how you feel. Try to understand your past before you communicate back. If you, for example, if you're having issues with your spouse and your spouse says, where are you coming from? Don't answer him back. What has that got to do? Understand where he's coming from. Understand his temperament at that level. Put yourself in his shoes and help him to calm down. Help him to do what? Calm down. So communication is one of the greatest challenges we have in marriages. And I said it earlier that in communication you must have understanding. Understand your spouse before you communicate back. And whenever you're communicating with your spouse, learn the act of silence. Be calm and understand where your spouse is coming from before you talk back. So Mama, what do you have to tell us about communication before we finally close?
Okay. You said something about love. For love to really function in marriage, there needs to be a flow.
There needs to be a flow.
It's communication that enables the flow of love in marriage.
Communication enables the flow of love in marriage.
So they say life is love and love is life. So
Wow.
for your love to really grow, you need